Oh, hello, traveler. Let me tell you a story about a goblin named Grumgully the Generous. Alright, my friends, what is up? Welcome to another Monday video here on CoolStuffInc.com. Adventures in the Forgotten Realms is here. Dungeons & Dragons, meet Magic the Gathering, crossover, and we have here one of the most explosive standard decks I have seen in a very, very long time. I played this deck on my 10 New Brews last week, and it was the standout. If you didn't see my article on that, go read it on CoolStuffInc.com. I go over all 10 brews, my thoughts on each. And it is based around a brand new card and a brand new type of card here in a class card. Sort of a mixture between a saga and a level up card. It's an enchantment, costs red and a green, and it starts out on level 1. So level 1 is legendary creatures you control enter the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. So that's pretty good. So all your future legends are bigger. That's cool. Chapter 2, if you want to level it up to level 2, is a red and a green to activate. And it says legendary spells you cast cost red and green less to cast. This effect only reduces the amount of colored mana you pay. Read that one again, because it's a whammy, folks. So all of your spells that are legendary cost red, green less. So that means that Gallia of Endless Dance, free. The new Targ, free. Grumgully, costs 1. Klothys, cost 1. Radha, 1. God of a Tree, 2. Brokenbrow, 2. Questing Beast, 3. Vivien, 4. And that is incredible. So you pop off the Bard class on turn 2. You level it up to chapter 2 on turn 3. And it's not hard to put between 8 and 12 power onto the battlefield immediately. And that's the turn you spent mana casting up the Bard class. Very, very explosive. Very, very explosive and exciting. Chapter 3 is also exciting too. And when I read the card, I assumed Chapter 3 was flavor text. Would never happen. Chapter 3 allows you to really pop off. Pay 5 mana. Whenever you cast a legendary spell, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play them this turn. Now, that may sound like, how am I ever going to afford to play all these cards? Well, when they're free or only cost 1 mana, you can go pretty nuts. So, not the primary focus of the card, but because you can dump your hand so fast, maybe on turn 5, you pop the mana to this thing, and on turn 6, you pop off again, which is super common. And that's really cool. Now, of course, the problem with building around a card like Bard class is that what happens in the games where you don't have Bard class, right? We need to be concerned about the floor, also aside from just the ceiling. And we get to play a pretty reasonable Gruul core here. Now, Magda, Brazen, Outlaw is also a legend, which is super cool. Plays well with Bard class. But also, kind of a key component to a lot of what the Gruul decks we see in Standard anyway, alongside Jaspera Sentinel. 1/2 for 1. Can tap a creature to make mana. Tap Magda, make a treasure. Super cool. So between Magda, the Sentinel, and then of course Bonecrusher Giant, because we're up playing Standard and Eldraine hasn't rotated yet, we get to play a pretty reasonable Gruul game. And of course, these cards aren't bad straight up. Targnar is a 2/2 with a lot of abilities. A card like Radha or Grumgully, 3/3 for 3, it does various things. These are all reasonable cards to cast without Bard class and go bonkers with Bard class. Questing Beast is great. Vivien is great. And of course, the downside here is that it's hard to put much interaction in a deck like this because it's so synergistic. But we have 4 Bonecrusher Giant. And then we have our removal spells are in our lands. We have 3 Shatterskull Smashing, and 2 Spikefield Cave. And that's just sweet. So the mana's a little rough. We would kill for a stomping ground, but that's the main deck. It's wild. It's explosive. It can be a little crazy at times. We don't draw a Bard class, or things go a little weird. We're not running a ton of disruption, but the ceiling is through the roof, and I'm very excited for it. Sideboard's got a smattering of interactive cards. We can't afford to board out too many legends, or our engine won't really function. So we have a couple melees, a couple Chainwebs for rogues, a couple Run Afouls for Is It Dragons, a couple Fire Prophecy for mono white, things like that. And then a smattering of legends here, some more Planeswalkers for the control matchups. Arista's good against spell-based decks. Garruk good against ultimatum decks and control decks. Questing Beast, great. Just 1 Toski for control decks. And 1 Field of Ruin, just in case anyone tries to pull off the Angel Book plus Faceless Haven combo. I want to have one out to that in my board. Maybe not necessary, but I don't know. I played it and I've lost to it once or twice, so what can I say? I'm scarred. So that's the deck, and this deck's super explosive. I'm pumped to play it. But first, we have word from our sponsor at CoolStuffInc.com.
Cool Stuff Inc. is proud to sponsor Jim Davis. We offer great deals on card games, tabletop RPGs, board games, and more. Get a free token featuring Jim Davis and take 5% off your next order if you use the code JIM5 at checkout. CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock.
All right, match number 1 on the draw, waiting for our opponent. And so we have, again, there's 2 types of hands in this deck. There's hands that have Bard class and hands that don't, but this hand's reasonable. We have Magda, Spikefield Hazard, a Vivien. Magda also plays very well with the Esika, God of a Tree. Just like tap it for mana and then make mana also. And then playing the Prismatic Bridge is not out of the equation here. I cast the Prismatic Bridge once or twice during 10 New Brews, and you know, between Magda and the Sentinel, certainly a possible thing to do. Looks like we got some Izzet Dragons here, and our hand's not really great against that. They have a Stomp here or a Frostbite. Magda's not going to be long with this world, but if we can resolve a Vivien, I'll feel pretty good about things. So we'll see how this turn goes for us. We're getting stomped. Always getting stomped. No Dragon's Fire, okay. Not as bad as Stomp, not as bad as Stomp. We get to fire in with the God of a Tree here and set up for a turn 4 Vivien, which is pretty good. Our opponent taps that for Prismari, we get to Vivien. Snarl. And there's Prismari. Alright, so we get to run the old bluff attack, which is kind of cool. So see if we can sneak a point in here. If our opponent's scared, they are scared. We got it. And we're gonna play Vivien here and make a reach creature. And hope that a Goldspan Dragon is not in our future. Of course it is. It's always there. So good news is we can save Vivien, but this is the ideal curve here for our opponent. They have a removal spell too. They got it all. They got it all. Dragon's Fire, great new addition for this deck. So that hurt pretty bad. I'm not sure why they bothered attacking it twice, but sure. We draw Radha. We have a Spikefield Hazard and Shatterskull Smashing. We can smash the Goldspan Dragon right now, and they have infinite mana, but I think we're going to have to do that, honestly. We can't leave Goldspan Dragon in play, so cast Smashing for 4, kill Goldspan Dragon, and just hope that I have another one, basically. A little flooded here. Obviously, it's nice that some of our lands are removal spells, which is cool, but so much mana available. So much mana. Orb of Dragonkind. Okay. Kind of a cool new card. Plays very well with Prismari because it come on. It's happy for mana otherwise. So they found another dragon. There you go. Not ideal. And they're right back at it, and we are in trouble. So a very, very good hand for our opponent here. I mean, they really popped off on all cylinders. They had multiple removal spells, curved out dragons, found another Goldspan Dragon. I don't think we can come back in this one. We'll try our best, but we're going to attack. Play Radha, see if we find a land on top. There is one. And a Questing Beast on top. Alright. I mean, unfortunately, we don't have a ton of removals, so this Goldspan Dragon's kind of just going to go to town on us. No way to really gain life or anything either. I mean, we can threaten an attack for a pretty good amount next turn with the Questing Beast. I just don't think we can survive two full dragon swings, unfortunately. So, pretty good curve for our opponent. This is where our oh, they have Shatterskull Smashing too. Oh, all right. They just had it all then. So pretty good curve. Pretty good curve. We're dead here. We get to bring in our what's it called? Run Afoul, which will be very, very good in this matchup and give us an actual answer to the dragon. It's pretty important. So bring in our Arasta, Endless Web, our where is it? I guess Redcap Melee is honestly not bad here either. So Run Afouls. I honestly am happy bringing the melees too, because like those two dragons are the only thing that matters. It feels like our Bonecrushers are pretty bad. We can just cut those, I think, and we can shave Gotta shave one more card. I think I still want Vivien, even though it's a little fragile against flyers. If it ever sticks, it's really, really good. Let me actually have a Klothys, actually. Klothys? Is it Klothys? Like, they're literally never going to kill it if it resolves. And while it will be good, we don't want to draw extra legends. A lot of, always a kind of a tight line to walk here in this in decks like this, where you don't want to draw too many of each legend. I think Toski could have come in too, maybe. Actually, in the play. Toski might have been a card that should have came in there, but that's okay. It's okay. Yeah, second Goldspan Dragon, a little too much for us. Honestly, it wasn't the second Goldspan Dragon. It was having the Goldspan Dragon and then also the removal spell for the beast with reach. If I could have blocked there and untapped with Vivien, I think you probably would have been okay. But all right, so look at our next hand. No classic. I mean, that's fine. This hand's certainly passable. We do have turn 1 Sentinel, turn 2 Magda, which is cool. So. Mountain and a pause. Don't like that pause. Don't like that pause, but play Magda. See if they have multiple removal spells. They don't. So we're definitely gonna just make a treasure here. Not attack for 1. They're gonna kill this. We're gonna get treasure, which is great. We have a second copy, so this isn't too bad. So that dies. Play Magda number 2 and another creature. I'll draw a mountain, sure. So play Magda. And play mountain. I think we're going to play the Demon-Fang over Gallia, because Gallia has haste and might be able to draw a card off it next turn. So let's make a green. More treasure. Actually, I could just get both, I guess, actually. I suppose we're a little scared of some sort of sweeper here, but if they got it, they got it. You know, we're just going to go for it, I think. Yeah, with nothing else in hand, we're just going for it. If they had a Frostbite, they would have killed the Magda. If they had a Stomp, they probably would have used it last turn unless they didn't have an untapped land. So, we're in pretty deep here. We're in pretty deep. We get to trigger all of our stuff. We get to pack tactics. No, it's Mari command. Okay. God of the Tree. Interesting. We can pump the Targnar to pack tactics. Doesn't seem useful though. We can just attack with the team here and draw 2, discard 1, or draw I don't think God of the Tree is very exciting here. I don't think Spikefield Hazard is either, so I don't mind discarding either one of these. Sure, let's attack. So we're gonna miss out on the pack tactics trigger, but in order to use that, we would need to manually pump this and then not trigger this. So send it in. Try a card at random, draw 2. It's a Grumgully and a Magda. That's pretty good. Honestly, that's pretty good. Play the old Grumgully. Play a tap land, and please don't Storm Drag me. I don't think Stormwrath is great in this deck because it kills all their dragons, so probably a card they don't have, but we'll see how it goes. There's Goldspan Dragon, but now we've got a pretty good board here, so I'm not super worried about it. And the Goldspan Dragon's back on D, and we get to play a lot here. Now this thing has to discard a card, right? You may discard a card at random if you do draw 2 cards. So we can play a land here. We can pump this and attack with this. That would trigger this thing there, 13. Magda isn't really doing a ton for us here. I can obviously make a treasure, but I have 3 or more creatures. So we'll lose Gallia. We can also just play the Magda and then attack anyway. I kind of don't hate. Play Magda. We can descend with the Grumgully, the Gallia, and this thingy. This thing will trigger and give everything +1 to its power. We will be losing Gallia or the Demon-Fang, getting in for 7, which is pretty good. Then we're going to draw a card, draw 2 cards off Gallia, which is pretty good also. We also can get really lucky here and just draw one of our instances that kills Goldspan Dragon off of this Gallia, so we're just going to go for it. And I'm going to leave back the Sentinel. I think having that third mana, and third and fourth mana to cast whenever we draw could be good here too. So we're missing out on 2 points to possibly draw spells. So pump that. Discard a card at random. We draw land Shatterskull Smashing. That was not very good. But actually, they're gonna not block at all. So now if we want to, we could double the power here and get him for some more damage. That would require using the treasure. I think I'm down for that though, honestly. So let's make a mana. Pump this thing. Now we're in for a whole bunch. Oh, that's just dead. I can't do math. I thought we were like 1 or 2 short there. That'll do it. All right, sweet. So no Bard class yet, but still had a pretty good draw there. You know, our curve is low enough. You know, the Sentinel and the Magda doing a good enough job of dealing with things. And then of course, you know, we have reasonable curve. Let's shave. Let's bring in Toski here. I like the old squirrel with the most here, and I want to shave. I think I want to shave a Vivien on the draw. Now we're on the draw, so Vivien's not really getting in ahead of Goldspan Dragon or the other flyers, and then of course removal spells, so on and so forth, counter spells. Let's just shave a Vivien, and still feeling pretty good here because we have 4 good 1-mana removal spells that deal with their dragons, and their Run Afouls deal with them really well. You know, no treasure from Goldspan even, so see if we can pull this off. Opponent's mulliganed. Our hand's not great. No Bard class, no 1-drop, no 2-drop. We have a Scryland, though. We have all of our colors. I'm somewhat inclined to keep. We also have reasonably durable creatures that don't die to Stomp or Frostbite. I'm going to keep. Really, just another Scryland keep, you know? Hand's not great. We got a Scryland. Let me make it work. That's a good one. So the Endless Web is pretty good against them. And then, don't need another Temple of Abandon, do we? No, we don't. Each one, I think we're bottoming basically any non-Bard class card there, so. Another land, sure. I think we're going to just play Spikefield Hazard as a land. It's almost worthless in this matchup. It doesn't really kill anything. Maybe kill a Brazen Borrower, but I think we want to just keep making all of our land drops. So, not a great draw on our part. We'll decide if we're going to play Grumgully or God of a Tree next turn. We'll see if Frostbite is on. Frostbite's not currently on. There's Orb of Dragonkind. So they can have a dragon next turn, which is pretty unsettling. We draw another land. If we Grumgully, our Spider will be a 4/6, which is pretty big. So we're going to do that. Also, you tend to want to play God of a Tree later rather than earlier, because God of a Tree has the ability to make all the things you have in play tap for mana. So that was a pause. They probably have Frostbite, so if they have another Snowland here that can kill this, that means they're not playing a dragon, so that's not bad for me, honestly. But yeah, you get your Legends in play, then cast this, and you can tap your Legends with your mana, so. They're going to Prismari, make it mana. They're going to play Shatterskull Smashing untapped. They're going to bounce my Grumgully here with a Brazen Borrower. Or they have Dragon's Fire. Dragon's Fire is really good. Alright, so we're gonna fire up the old Endless Web here, and our hand's pretty bad. We've drawn pretty poorly this game, unfortunately. Good amount of lands, no class, no removal spells for dragons. And they're gonna fire in with Prismari, saying that they have some extra burn spell to finish off my Endless Web. There's not really much we can do about it, and this scenario is going to come up again next turn. But I guess the web being in play makes them casting spells bad. I'm going to take this. Another land. Alright, I guess. We are going to play God of a Tree. Which will give our Spider Vigilance. Move to combat. Get him for 3. Play, Demon-Fang. I mean, not a great hand for us. Our opponent's hand hasn't been great either, honestly. You know, it's funny, we're actually pretty close to playing the Prismatic Bridge here. So, end step, Orb, look at the top 7, find a dragon. They found Goldspan Dragon, unfortunately, but gold. I don't know where our anti-Goldspan Dragon cards are. We got plenty of them. And they're going to Prismari Command. They're going to give us a Spider. That's a pretty big one, actually, because now we have enough power to block Goldspan Dragon. So, that's interesting. It's interesting indeed. Here comes Goldspan Dragon. Here comes the attack. Now, if I block both on Dragon, I assume they have a way to kill my Spider here, and we'll lose... I guess we don't lose much. We just lose a Spider. Because they want to kill the web? Yeah, sure. Block it, whatever. Fire away. What do you got? And if we trade the web for the Goldspan Dragon, I'm ecstatic. So, all right, cool. So Frostbite, we get a Spider. Sure, that's fine. Honestly, here's Klothys, God of Destiny. Not bad. Gonna get in with our God of it. I'm gonna leave a Spider back to chump block. I think that if they manage to pull off a Time Walk or something like that, that could be an issue. So just no more Goldspan Dragons. Iteration's pretty good. Kind of a weird auto zap there. Just have to land and a pressure. It's kind of weird, but here's iteration. No more Goldspan Dragons, please. All right, so a land. What is the card they drew? They're coming in. All right, no blocks. All right. I mean, start getting to work on their spells. Or their graveyard or whatever with Klothys. We get the fire in for one here. Again, I'm still leaving the Spider back. I'm scared of a Goldspan Dragon turn. I'll chump if they have Goldspan Dragon. The 1 damage is probably not going to matter, so play that. Play this. And we can actually, we're close to playing Prismatic Bridge next turn. Not quite, but... Oh, no, we are actually. We can play it next turn, so... Let's see what they have here. They only have 2 cards left. Only have 2 cards left. A Faceless Haven. I mean, obviously it's a land, but it's a good land, so... Here's Prismari. No blocks again. Another land. Jeez. So, eat a card, Klothys. And we're going to attack... We actually can't attack anymore because they have Faceless Haven. So, we're going to just fire up the Prismatic Bridge. That will actually turn on Klothys as a blocker, which is pretty cool, too. So, blue. Wait, hold on. Yeah, blue. White. Treasure. Activate Faceless Haven in response. They want to deal 4 damage to my God of a Tree? No. I don't understand. Play Prismatic Bridge. This will turn on Klothys. And we're going to move to combat. I don't think I want to attack with Klothys. I think I'd rather keep it back on defense for the Faceless Haven. It's pretty sketch if they are able to kill a Magda or a God of a Tree, because that will turn off Klothys, but I think I'm just going to say go here. I think with the Prismatic Bridge in play, with Klothys going, I'd rather just survive. We get a free spell next turn. Free creature or Planeswalker. And it can't be countered, just goes right into the battlefield. We're flooding pretty bad, too, here, so... Oh, man. Alright, good draw, good draw. But they're going to leave the Goldspan Dragon back on D. Alright. They're at 8. They're going to play another Prismari. So that's a pretty big sign of weakness, saying their hand's pretty bad. Untap. Prismatic Bridge is going to give me a Gallia. And we draw Shatterskull Smashing. Oh, wow. That one was good. Alright. Sweet. We'll take that one. 1-0. We like that. That's a sweet win. That's a sweet win. Aggro Master. Oh boy. Here comes Aggro Master. Gonna try and aggro us out. It's impressive that we won that match without casting Bard class once. We are definitely a Bard class deck. So we're gonna keep this. We have Bard class this time. And Aggro Master, more dragons? Alright, so we're gonna have Spikefield Hazard on 1. Pretty good. We got Bard class on 2. Volatile Fjord. Bad news here is that Bard class is not great against the card Brazen Borrower. If they're able to bounce it in response to us activating it, it's pretty bad, honestly. So we'll see what they do here. If they leave mana up, that pause is a little sketchy. I might just cast Klothys here. If I go to activate Bard class and they bounce it in response to Brazen Borrower, we do nothing and we're screwed. Whereas next turn, at least I can activate it and they bounce it, I can replay it. So I'm just going to cast Klothys. This is not an ideal sequence for us, but I think this is just playing it safe. Klothys is on a stack. Prismari command, draw 2, make a treasure. So this means they probably have Goldspan Dragon, which means we're probably in huge trouble, actually, because they're going to build the Goldspan Dragon and leave up Brazen Borrower. So, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. See what cards are discarded here. Discarding a Haven, a Volatile Fjord. So that's kind of cool because we can actually exile a land and make mana next turn if we want to. Alright, turn 4 Goldspan Dragon's pretty good. And, so... if they don't have Brazen Borrower, we are going to pop off. If they do have Brazen Borrower, this is going to be a really bad turn for us. But I honestly don't see a good way to play around Brazen Borrower anyway, so... 2, 3, I can recast it. 2, 1, 1. Yeah, we're just going to go for it. Unfortunately, you know, turn 4 Goldspan Dragon on the play with interaction is pretty good, unfortunately. I don't think I can look. Okay. So that resolved. And now we can start popping off. Play Grumgully. Play Magda, Brazen Outlaw. Hello. Dragon's Fire, sure. So Dragon's Fire is so good. Really, really good card. Play Gallia, Endless Dance, sure. Now Klothys is a creature. Play this on green. Could cast another Klothys, probably don't need to do that. And just get in for a 7-ball. I mean, their hand is probably the best it can possibly be, but we are also popping off. So we have Vivien next turn. Of course, Klothys is eating away at their graveyard and their life total. Here comes Goldspan Dragon. (12 to 13). 4 cards in hand still. Iteration? Okay. I mean, Iteration is really good in grindy games. It's not really good in tempo-y games. It's just a sorcery speed kind of awkward draw too. Yeah, so they just missed there. It must have hit no lands. So Bound to Stroke, it does nothing. So they just cast an Impulse behind on the board, and I think we're in great shape now. I think we're in good shape anyway, but Prismari command to make a treasure and kill my creature. That's annoying, but sure. And we are going to... yeah, we're going to Vivien this turn for sure. Don't need an extra mana. We'll just deal some damage to them. So, give them some damage. Play Vivs. Wow, they had a stroke in their hand too? How many strokes can they possibly play? That was devastating. Absolutely devastating. All right. We're going to fire in. Now we're in a bit of trouble here, honestly, because that killed our devotion for Klothys. That was backbreaking. They have a Haven here too. All right. We can still try and kind of pop off next turn by making mana. Desert Doom. Alright, so we're gonna make a mana. We're gonna go to Chapter 3 and cast a 1-mana Klothys and just try and hit some spells off of it. So make a mana. Chapter 3. Obviously playing Klothys here doesn't do anything but draw 2 cards, but that's obviously fine for us, so we had a Bard's Tale and a land. Alright, so pretty bad. We're 10. We aren't dead yet, technically. That was a pretty bad, any legend there, and then we can keep going. And they call it, that's free or cost 1 mana. Unfortunately, we missed pretty hard. Play Temple, bottom of land, and I don't think we're in very good shape here. Yeah, I mean, very, very good hand for our opponent, and we definitely bricked for a turn or two here. We are 10, not 9, so definitely still a chance to win this game. They are at 8, they're pretty low, and definitely have the opportunity to pop off next turn with our Chapter 3, if we can draw a legend. Our deck is over 1/3 legends, so I can't believe that second stroke, though. 2 strokes, 2 main deck strokes is crazy. Here's Iteration. And that means that the Haven's not coming in, so our Gallia is going to be good to go. Another Haven, sure. So now they still have Haven on defense. Unless they could still fire up on offense if they wanted to also. There are cards that kill us here, But, oh no. Opponent. What are you doing? That was the wrong Haven. That was the wrong Haven. You hate to see it. You really hate to see it. That might cost them the game, folks. That might cost them the game. I would have had to have traded the Gallia with the Haven. And now it's summoning it. They can't even tap it for mana. And we draw a legend. Here we go, folks. More legends, more legends. I am legend. Alright, so 2 duplicate legends here, which is fine, because we're just going to cast it to draw more cards anyway, so our top card is Klothys. Doesn't really help us either, but land on top. They're showing a lot of duplicate legends. That's fine though. They all make mana. Top card's a land. Next card is God of the Tree. I guess we're playing Gallia for free. It's just like cycles basically for free that is using a mana. Also, Sentinel can block a flyer too, which is kind of cool. So draw 2. 2 God of a Tree, smashing on top. They bump each other before they die. That's hilarious. We need to keep going. We need to keep going. God of a Tree, draw 2 more cards. Top card is Arni. Fortunately, Arni don't help us because we can't draw the Arni and cast it. So it looks like just Klothys is getting in, which will put them dead next turn. And we have 1 blocker. So we could definitely still lose this game. We could have popped off a little better, I think. If the Arni was, in these cards, we would have won the game on the spot. But we couldn't find it. We just couldn't find a haste creature. Although I guess Arni's a better attacker than Gallia is. We could tap Gallia for mana. And then Arni attack with both. But then we lack the ability to block the Desert Doom with our Sentinel next turn. But I think it's actually okay. I'll say another Goldspan Dragon, but we died to that anyway. So let's do that. I actually like that. So let's tap a mana, play Magda. Keep one of them. And we do Bonecrusher Giant also. Ooh. That changes things also. In that case, we just attack. Oh, it's got Vigilance too. Right. I forgot that part. If you cast so many spells this turn, I just kind of forgot what was happening. So now I can cast the Sentinel also. So we're in good shape here. This is great. Unless they have like a gate or something. Which would stink. That would stink very bad. So you can see how effective the third chapter of Bard class is. We went from basically nothing this turn to all of this. Alright. Looks like we got him, folks. Do they have the negate? We'll cast Stomp targeting you. If they have it, we still have a Sentinel too, so. Wow. Wow. Alright. Well, don't have a way to remove my Sentinel here. So they had to have the negate, and they have to have a way to remove this or another dragon. Sneaky reach. Sneaky reach. Don't have lightning bolt. Taking a look. Taking a look. They are 2 with the Klothys in play, so. I think that'll do it, folks. I think that'll do it. Put a fork in Aggro Master. I think they're done. Oh, wow. That Prismari command. If we were 2, we were dead. What a close game. God, what an epic one. Oh, they're draw 2. They're not bolting himself. I thought they were like bolting himself for humor's sake. All right. I mean, that was a wild one. That was definitely a wild game. Run Afoul, melee, spider, and Toski. We're gonna cut a Vivien, and we're gonna cut. We had the Bonecrushers last time, right? I don't think Bonecrusher's very good here. It doesn't really kill anything. And so 4 Bonecrushers, a Vivien. We're on the draw. It's probably just the other Vivien, I think. Yeah. All right, let it ride. Let's go. Let's go. So if Aggro Master had attacked with the proper Faceless Haven there, we wouldn't have had the Gallia. Would have been a mana short. I think we still would have won, though. Without a way to push through a Sentinel, I think we were still fine. So, because we wouldn't have cast Stomp, so the negate wouldn't have mattered. Oh, excuse me. Alright, I mean, found our Sideboard cards, that's for sure. Keep this end. So we could play Sentinel here, but I'm just going to play Temple Abandon. Try and find Bard's Tale. Or, I keep calling it Bard's Tale. Bard's, whatever. Bard class. Land. Dragonkin Berserker. I did not see that one coming. That might just mess us up, folks. That might just mess us up. Here's a Sentinel. Is that first strike, too? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. You can't run afoul that one. Iteration, sure. We board out our Bonecrushers, too. This is not a commonly played card. They surprised me. They're running the jukes on me. Run them jukes fast. Run them jukes fast. Alright, there's a Haven. Yeah, alright. I've drawn 2 lands in a row. That is not good. Play our Demon-Fang. Just gonna get him for 1 here. I mean, fortunately, Run Afoul kills most things. Redcap Melee would have worked here. So if we're not doing a good job of drawing the right sideboard cards at the right time. That's for sure. Play a Prismari here. Ace saving. That's aggressive. All right, sure. Just coming in. All right. I mean, that's a hit. It's definitely not how I expected this game to go, but sure. Oh, all right. This is ridiculous now. Yeah. I mean, we've drawn all lands, so we're in pretty big doo-doo. We get to just say go here. We can pump the Demon-Fang on defense, which is pretty bad, but if they attack, they can make a dragon. I guess we could like block, pump, kill it, and then kill the dragon, which isn't that bad, but we're going to draw some spells soon. We're going to lose this game. 7 lands is a lot. How's everyone feel about these lands of flavor text? I'm kind of not about it. I love flavor text, but it just looks really awkward on lands to me. All right, here comes the Haven. I think they're making a mistake here. Yeah. It's not quite sneaky reach, but it is an on-the-board trick. Alright, yeah. Guess we say go. I'm like, I'm gonna leave back the demon just to block a face save, but we're just at 8. We're just dying, honestly. And that's not a good trade, but I just don't have any spells, so. Gnoll. Gnoll. Fjord. Silent letters. I don't believe in silent letters. You shouldn't either. This is some hand. Alright. Here comes the dragon. They have a frostbite too. That's not gonna work either. It works the same as it did last turn, you know? I was planning on doing this anyway, so sure. Alright, so, yeah, you know. Maybe Aggro Master's a little rusty on the Dragon's decks, you know? And we draw another land. Jump blocking Faceless Haven is not really in my wheelhouse here. I think we're going to attack because we have a number of 2/2s in our deck where we can double block the Haven next turn. I just don't think we're jump blocking this turn. We're just going to attack. We've drawn still only 4 spells. That's pretty good for us. So, Run Afoul. Please draw a good card. I mean, I guess that is a good Magic card. Not exactly what we're looking for at the moment, but it is a good card. I did ask for a good card. And same thing as last turn, just the exact same play. Hopefully they Goldspan Dragon again and we kill it. And then we draw some legends, start popping up. Oh, yeah, okay. If we steal this game, folks, I don't know what to tell you. They are making our cards that were not good at the time very good. We draw Shatterskull Smashing. Alright, we're going to go to level 3. I think I am going to leave back on defense now, because now I'm happy to chump. Because we literally just need to draw any legendary card in our entire deck, and we're probably going to pop off. So I'm just going to say go here. Almost 10 lands in play. One of them is Shatterskull Smashing, thankfully. So it does something. Another volatile Fjord. We drew a legend. The sick part is we're 1 off paying the ward cost on Smashing. But alright, let's start going. Magda, come on down. We hit Questing Beast and Forest. Questing Beast. Radha. Gallia. It's a Gallia on top too, doesn't really help us. There's a Redcap Melee. That doesn't really work for anything, honestly. Top card's a land. We're going to play it off the top. Play a free Gallia. This just might as well cycle it. A Toski on top. Keep one of those. A Toski on top, but we can't access it. We are out of legendary creatures. We do have multiple Sentinels to block, though. I think we're in pretty good shape, folks. I think we're in pretty good shape. Yeah, just firing for an attack. I guess we can actually attack with Gallia and Sentinel and then draw off of our Gallia, but I think with both Sentinels on defense, I'm actually pretty confident we're going to win this game. As long as we don't die, if we get to our next turn, we're going to win the game. So we are drawing a legend. We have 100,000 mana in play. We have Smashing in play. Oops. I did not mean to hit that. Sorry, opponent. I wish I could turn these off. I hate these things. I think I have them turned off, too. Disable emotes. Yeah, I don't know why mine still show, but... Oh, don't concede. That'd be bad. Frostbite targeting 1 Sentinel. Okay. That's 1 Sentinel down. I'd be surprised if they had another Frostbite. Because instead of casting Goldspan Dragon 2 turns in a row, they could have just fired in the Haven. And if we had a blocker, just kill it. Or could have killed the, whatever it's called, in response to the pump ability. So our opponent did help us out a little bit there. Because we did draw 100 lands that game. But we'll take it. So we're 2-0. Right, we are farming diamond players today. I'm not sure what the pairing algorithm is all about, but sure. On the play, a little awkward. We only actually have like a few tap lands there. Like we haven't drawn them fairly often. We're gonna keep this. We're gonna play tap land on 1 and just kind of deal with it, and hopefully find a Bard's Tale or a 3rd land to kind of work our way up from there. So Temple. All right. Any non-Bard's Tale, non-land cards going to the bottom there. So. Is this Blue-Red Dragons again? I don't even believe it. We didn't draw a land again? Things might get ugly here, folks. Alright, it's just... Alright, okay, sure. Let me draw a tap. This is the only... There's only 2 temples in this deck. The good news is I feel like we're running pretty bad, and we are winning, so... Top card is Magda, Brazen, Outlaw, which does obviously play well with the Sentinel. But if they kill my Sentinel, it plays awfully. I'm just going to Bobbas for a land, I think. I just want to draw my 4th land. Radha will help with that, too. And the good news is they're not playing Snowland, so they're not going to have access to Frostbolt, or whatever it's called, Frostbite, so they can't kill my larger creatures. We draw a God of the Tree. So we're going to play Radha here, and hope there's a land on top of our deck. Please be a land on top of our deck. Nope. Alright, here we come. I get the bad feeling there's some big Dargans in our future. Yeah, that's a Goldspan Dragon. We get the idea. Second verse, same as the first. Third verse, same as the second verse. Alright, we get it. We're orbing up. Top card's a land. Alright, cool, we like that. So, land. Bard class. Pump it up. And make a Grumgully here. Yeah. So next turn is our pop-off turn. We got a lot to do next turn, most likely. We got God of a Tree, make a bunch of mana, Questing Beast, we have Vivien possibly. Goldspan Dragon's still going. They got a lot of mana and even more mana for dragons. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think we're dead, folks. Okay. So, Tiamat. This is the 5-color dragon. When it comes into play, you must search your library for 5 different dragons, not name this, and put them in your hand. Okay, so we are going to die next turn. I guess we can Vivien and make... no, they were just dead Terror of the Peaks. I don't think it matters. Because they can just play Terror of the Peaks and then play a dragon. Yeah, we're super dead. Well, that was impressive. We had a slow start, which gave them time to play their 5-color dragon, which they kind of need all these to play. I guess they have treasures too, but... Yeah, that stinks. Is there some way we can pop off with God of the Tree and this thing? I can try, I guess. Play land. Play God of the Tree. And then we can activate the Bard class. I don't think that's possible. I think I'm just going to concede. We're at 12. Yeah, we're just dead. Alright. There's not enough haste creatures on my deck to cast for free, so let's just not show what our deck can do. That was pretty gross. Not gonna lie, that was pretty gross. So same sideboarding, melees. They're a little bit different than the last deck's work. So obviously playing all these colors and stuff. But Arasta, of course, Run Afoul is gonna be huge here. Toski, got the Viviens, got the Bonecrushers. Call it a day, honestly. I mean, is there a chance we want to change anything based on them not having Frostbite and friends? I don't think so. I think we're just running it back. Definitely going to be a less, straightforward deck if they're playing that 5-color dragons. They're going to have more dragons and probably a little clunkier. Probably a little more reliant on that 2-mana artifact. They drew 3 of them, and they were very, very good. If they don't draw that card, their deck might end up being really clunky, so... Turn 4 Goldspan Dragon is the theme of the video today. Not for us, though. It's pretty bad. Just 2 hasters, sort of on curve. We have a lot of 3-drops in our deck, so filling out our curve is... I'm just going to keep. We're going to keep, draw 5 lands, and lose. This is just the kind of hand where I'm going to keep and lose. It just is what it is. I'm not going to let go of, turn 2 haster, turn 4 questing beast. And all we need to draw is any card to fill in our curve in the next 2 turns. And I said, what about Temple of Epiphany? Obviously draw a land, of course. Put my life on that. Just no land next turn. Any spell next turn. Just any spell. That is a spell. That is definitely a spell. Okay. And now our hand looks good. Like I said, we just need to fill that 1 spot in our curve, and our hand's reasonable. So, got Destiny. Cool. No cards in graveyards yet. Never mind. There's one. Okay. They are rampant. They are much more all-in than our last 2 opponents. They're spending 2 mana for a Lotus Petal. Give me that. That's mine now. Funny how scary cycling that is, and because of Historic, it's a Mystics Mastery, but in Modern, or in Standards, whatever. Alright, we're going to, Questing Beast into open mana, but what else are we going to do? Fire it up. Mari command my Gallia and make a treasure. Alright. Getting in. I would love to draw a double pip creature next turn, so I can play that and Sentinel and attack for 8 with Klothys and the Questing Beast. Not a Questing Beast, the Questing Beast. Ooh, that's a desperation play right there. I think this game's ours, folks. Discarding Magma Opus and Prismari. 3rd treasure available. Taking a look at the old Questing Beast here. Alright, so they sack 2 treasures. Dragon's Fire. That's a lot of their mana, though. We draw another land. Jeez, come on. What's going on here? Good news is they're probably not gaining life. And, Klothys will kill them in 4 turns. Magda is a spell, but it's not a particularly good one on this board. We're just going to ship it. Look for something better. Pretty flush of mana here. Alright, they drew a land, so now they have the ability to cast Terror of the Peaks, which is pretty good. A lot of good draws here on our part. And Bard class, unfortunately, is not one of them. Play the class. Pop it up. So you go. I would hope they couldn't kill us in this many turns from the Terror of the Peaks. Alright, good. You seem to be out of things to do. Here comes Terror of the Peaks coming in. I think we're blocking because we might not get a chance to block again if they are able to kill this. And I think that us dying, we just want to live. All we have to do is live 3 turns and the game is over with Klothys. I doubt they have a way to remove it, so... That's also a really good draw. Despite not being a spell. Gonna cast this in their upkeep. We're gonna pop this up. We actually just say go and cast it if they cast a creature or if they attack. So I'm just gonna say go. It is really nice that we have 4 1-mana answers to 5-mana dragons. So sack the orb, look at the top 7. Find a Goldspan Dragon, sure. We're going to kill Terror of the Peaks in response to the Goldspan Dragon. And then we're going to win the game. Well, folks, it's time to go. Top 2 cards, let's go. You know what? That was so much fun. I want to do it again. I want to do it again. All right, so yeah, we're just running it back, honestly. I mean, as long as we can find one of our 4 sideboard cards or have a reasonable draw, I think we're good here. Again, they're very all in. They're very much like just making treasures and trying to play dragons as soon as possible. So if we have an answer to one or a good clock, it should be pretty good here. This hand does not play. They mulligan also, though, so all is fair in Magic and mulligans. Ooh, 2 Run Afouls is so good. I don't think we can mulligan this hand, folks. I think we got to keep this one and just hope we draw a land. They mulligan to 6. We're on the draw. Double Run Afoul. I mean, they seem to literally only have flying dragons in their deck. So this is just 2 1-mana terminates. And then on the mulligan, we got to keep this. Questing Beast has got to go. We got to draw a land. We just got to draw a land, folks. What? Didn't I? Sure. See here, reborn. All right. We need a land, folks. We really need a land. There's an orb. Oh, there it is. All right. Now, this is an awkward spot because they're very likely to play Goldspan Dragon next turn, and we're really, really want to Run Afoul it. So if I play Bard class, I'm out of mana. I can play the Demon and leave up Sentinel. That is an option. But of course, playing the Bard class is much better. Although I guess our hand's not very Bard classy anyway. I guess it kind of is. It was a tough spot, folks. This is a tough, tough spot. I'm going to Bard class. I think that if we play the Demon, then our Bard class just gets a lot worse. And we can't play our spells normally anyway, so... Alright. Here comes Goldspan Dragon. We'll take the beat. Right in the face. Oh, that's even better. Oh, that's so much better. We can do this all day. We can do this all day. We got Run Afouls for days and weeks and months. So play that. Play the Gnoll. And then we're going to Run Afoul right now. But obviously loved to have cast the Grumgully, but we didn't draw land, so... Still a pretty good turn for us. If they had Goldspan, I imagine they would have played it, so... Oh, yeah, let's go. Okay, so... We're going to... Questing Beast or Grumgully? I think I like Bard class Grumgully. Leave up Run Afoul. I'm a little weary of this all this mana up right now. So play that. Play Grumgully. It's gonna be a 5/5. Attack for 3 with the Demon, and then leap back the Sentinel for Run Afoul. Ooh, that hurts. That hurts indeed. Draw 2 and kill this. Alright, so we'll make a... I know we're not. Never mind. I lied. Alright. I mean... I think we're at the point now where we have enough stuff in play that we can take a hit from Goldspan Dragons. And we discarded a Temple and a Shatterskull Smashing. Here comes Grumgully as a 5/5. And we have Questing Beast queued up. We have Run Afoul. Questing Beast will be a 6/6 for 3. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Sack the Orb. Looking for a dragon. There's one. Not a good one, though. Probably the weakest of the bunch. Mari's here. And another... This is a 0 mana Demon-Fang, Gold, Gnoll, whatever. If we play this, it is a much bigger than this one is, which is kind of cool. But we're just going to Questing Beast here. Just let it ride. Then post-combat, we'll cast this. Oh, it's 7. I can't even count. Coming in. Pump the squad. Big bopper here. And this works out perfectly for us. This is a great trade. And now I'm going to play one that's 3 times bigger. We got a 1. Let's go. Oh, I guess there is that Wrath for dragons spell or whatever. Non-dragons, but they don't have any big spells in their graveyard, so... It's a pretty honky-chunky squad here. 20-1. We'll take it. We'll take it. Apparently we're the dragon killer today. We are the dragon slayer. We are the knight in shining armor. All right. 3 diamond opponents in a row, and now we're playing against the number 7 ranked mythic player on the ladder. So that's good. I like that. I like a challenge. Bring it on. Bring it on. Our hand's not great. Our opponent has mulligan, though. We're going to keep this. This hand is reasonably, you know, it's just a reasonable hand. We just have a Bonecrusher Giant, a few creatures, so. White Weenie is popular. Turn 1 Sentinel. Love the block here. Bonecrusher looks pretty great. Yeah, just snap block. Oh, green-white. What is this? Self-a-savior? Okay. I'm going to stomp right now because they can't sacrifice this. We can maintain our Bonecrusher. Stomp ain't doing much else otherwise. No more lands, please. Ranger. Ooh, this is a brew we got here. I like this. I like this card a lot. This card's very good. We draw our own class. I'll show you who's got class. All right. Unfortunately, our hand's a little light for it, but say go. They can activate the Ranger class, put a counter on this thing, get in for a pretty good attack. So whenever they attack now, they can put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. Pretty good. Pretty good. Another Bard class. Super awkward draws. Yeah, I mean, alright, so level up. Gonna play a defensive Arni here. Not my favorite kind of Arni, but it's gonna have to be what it's gotta be. And attack for 1, say go. No Skyclave here, please. I would not like a Skyclave. That's also really bad. Giant Killer is that's a real killer. They might just get us here on this mulligan. That Giant Killer was very, very timely. Bonecrusher Giant, and of course that is kind of annoying based on the colors of mana we have right now, but sure. Play Bonecrusher. Play land. We can stomp on their turn. Bard Ranger class being real good here. This card's very, very good. Another Giant, just double Giant Killer? Wow. Wow. Alright. Now I think we're in the biggest of doo-doo. Attempt to stomp Giant Killer. It's probably going to resolve. If I stomp the Savior, they'll just sacrifice it, so. Alright. We need some help here, folks. We need some help. They mulligan to 6, and their hand didn't seem so great, but they've run it basically perfectly here. That's a land. Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty good draw on their part. Unfortunately, our draw kind of fell apart, so we're going to game 2. That was not a fun one. That was not a fun one. And we get to bring in, so just like green-white aggro. Bring our Fire Prophecies. And what do we cut in here? I feel like I'm not huge on Klothys because they're probably not going to kill it. Questing Beast is probably going to cut the Arni. I don't think Arni's particularly great in a matchup like this. It doesn't really have the explosive potential. I think that's all I want, honestly. Honestly, this Planeswalker is like kind of cool, the devil tokens and stuff, but that was just a weird game. That was just we just got soloed by Ranger class, honestly. We kind of didn't draw any legends. Our hand was really awkward, didn't have red for a little bit. They had the double Giant Killer to really screw us up. Giant Killer is very good against us, unfortunately. Yeah, just let it ride. Just let it ride, you know? We do have Shatterskull Smashing and Spikefield Hazard, so. I can play the guitar like a D&D character. These hands are killing us, folks. I'm going to keep this. I mean, we literally have like an entire curve here with Bonecrusher and a Planeswalker to build to, and we're on the play and a Scryland. But not quite the exact hand we're looking for. Bottom. Bark, bark, bark. That's not bad. I mean, I think we're just going this now. Just guarantee we have a Bonecrusher Giant available. Luminarch Aspirant? Sure. Shatterskull Smashing. So, Klothys or Bonecrusher Giant, or probably just playing Bonecrusher here. Plays reasonable defense. Yeah, not in love with Klothys here at all. Ooh, that's brutal. That is brutal.
Time to
yeah, maybe I should have boarded out some of the Klothys, honestly. I mean, I boarded one out, but... Magda. It's gross. That is gross. I mean, our blocks aren't great. I think we're just attacking and playing Klothys. I mean, Smashing can take out his Spellbinder and draw a Hollow Blade, too. Oh my god, you need to chill out, opponent. Alright, put a counter on that. Attack for 7. It's a big bop. It's a big bop. I mean, you can kill 2 other creatures here. I don't think it's ain't bad either, honestly. So we can just, like, fire up Smashing and kill Spellbinder and Usher the Fallen. Unfortunately, the Seasoned Hollow Blade's pretty annoying, but... yeah, we're short of mana. If we had a third red, we could Smashing and Magda, but... pretty good Smashing. Pretty good Smashing. Not going to attack into a Hollow Blade. 14, 15. Plenty of cards in the bin now for Klothys. Questing Beast at the ready. This game's going all right. Their hand's pretty good. We've been coping. All Seed of Life's Bounty. Add a counter to the Luminarch Aspirant, which is getting mighty big. I think we're gonna take this. Honestly, we have Questing Beast coming in next turn also, so. You gotta stop playing stuff, buddy. You need to take it easy. Alright, you need to take a load off. That's pretty good. Pretty good draw. That allows them to make a land drop, an extra land drop here. They have a natural land drop. The All Seed is on too. Yeah, if we draw a land, we can Magda and Questing Beast, and then Klothys is on too. Which is kind of nice, actually. It's a pretty big swing. Not sure what the holdup is. It only gets one type of card, so I can't really think of a reason why you wouldn't want to get the cards. So it's a good time to remind everyone that there's a companion article to this video, as always, on CoolStuffInc.com. I do a written article every Friday and a video article every Monday. Of course, last Friday's article, 10 new brews. Definitely check that out. A ton of fun, cool new decks. And yeah, find out a little more about the deck. So we drew God of the Tree. That would allow us to play Magda and turn on Klothys and get multiple bodies in play. Bonecrusher will trade with Warhound. Klothys will just get in. Then we have 2 blockers, and then Questing Beast next turn. I think I like that, actually. Actually, you know what? I can't count. We are 1 short of the devotion that I thought we had. Therefore, that was a bad play. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I counted miscounted. It's 2, 2, and 1. Yeah. Okay. So no Klothys for us. Now I think we're in big doo-doo, but that's okay. All right. Send. Cool. Magda. Sego. 8 to 9. Klothys is still going here. Skyclave to eat the god of the tree. And I believe we are dead now. Pro red. Yep, we're exactly dead. So, I don't think it matters what we did there. I think we were dead regardless. Because if we had played Questing Beast, we'd have one less creature anyway. If we left Bonecrusher home, same thing. So they kind of just got us. I mean, what are you gonna do? You know, I guess if we had Questing Beast in play, they would just speculate that anyway. So number 7 on the ladder. I guess they're good. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? They're actually cool for sure. Just white splashing green for the Ranger enchantment. That is a slight downside to this deck, is that we're not super interactive. We saw that game that Luminarch Aspirate just got out of hand. We had no way to kill it, unfortunately. You know, we do have the Spikefield Hazards and the Shatterskull Smashings and the Stomps. Both of our hands in both those games were not very good. You know, we stumbled around a bit and just didn't do enough things. And if we had had like that one extra kill spell to kill that aspirant or whatever, we probably could have pulled it out, but super close there at the end. If we had one more life, might have been all right too. Maybe we could have not attacked with the Bonecrusher. Maybe I could have like seen that coming, based on like us losing a blocker and then having a lethal with the all seed. It was all kind of on the battlefield, -1 removal spell. So maybe our Bonecrusher attack was bad there. I could have just waited a turn. But yeah, deck's super cool. I like it a lot. It's definitely a little fickle at times, but the highs are really, really high, as you saw in some of those games. Most explosive draws I've seen in a standard deck in a really long time, and the ability to go long too. You know, we saw some games where we had no cards in it with Bard class, and all of a sudden we cast 10 spells in one turn, which is insane. Vivien's great. Questing Beast is great. There's a good enough density of powerful cards in this deck where it's competitive, but there's also a lot of really cool stuff happening too, which is pretty awesome. So, deck's really fun. Definitely give it a spin. And yeah, new cards. Let me know what cards you're excited for in Dungeons & Dragons Adventures of the Forgotten Realms. Let me know what cards you want to see either in Standard, Historic, or Modern in the comments. And I appreciate y'all watching. Thanks so much. I'm Jim Davis for CoolStuffInc.com. I will see you next time. Have a good one, folks.